Hi, my name is Krishna. I am from IIIT Bangalore. I am doing my masters in IT. I am in my final semester. So I want to talk about my dream, and that's I want to make a watch which is not exactly a smartwatch, and it's much more than a digital watch. It doesn't need internet, it doesn't need Wi-Fi, it doesn't need Bluetooth, it doesn't need any cable connections. You don't need to pair it with any smartphone, and it doesn't have a touch screen. It works with a normal. It works like a normal watch. So the thing is, the upside is you get all the battery life you want. You don't need to charge it around for days or for months. It comes up to a year or even more than that. And since it doesn't have any radio modules, you can use it like a normal watch. You don't need to have a smartphone. Suppose some use case of this watch is, I'm having this watch. It's in my hand right now. It's just a prototype. So what you have is basically a round dial in the middle, and that dial has a small small line here. So it shows the time in the middle. It's 9:30 a.m. It's showing 9:30 a.m. right now. So along with the time, you also see what part of the day you are actually in right now. So humans, we actually look at the hours hand and minutes hand to know what's the actual time is. We know how a clock looks like. Our mind is conditioned for that. So using that, we have a small line which says what time exactly is right now. That is one thing. Another thing is here, top right corner, it's left actually. Top left corner, you have a small button. It's like a calendar button. Just click it. You will be asked what is the priority for the event that you are adding. This is just to add an event. So click low priority, high priority, or medium priority. Click it. Then it will ask what category this item fits in. You can select work. So once you do that, you add it. You add the event. You don't give any name to the event. Because if you want to give your name to the event, then this should have functionalities like either take the voice through microphone or give a small keyboard, which doesn't exactly work with the watch because we don't use a watch like that, right? Just add an event, give a priority, give a category, and just forget about it. When the time comes, it tells you, okay, you have an event related to work. If your memory is really good enough, you don't need to look at your actual calendar to know what that event is. You can directly find out, okay, it's showing something to do with work. I remember that I have a meeting with my boss, so let's go to that meeting. So that's how you get reminded. You get a small beep, you get a vibration, you can set everything, whatever you want. So that's one thing. So how are they displayed on the display? It's like we have only 3 colors, usual colors that we go by for priorities. Red for high priority, yellow for medium priority, green for low priority, or such color categories. So next on the counter of the dial, you see small projections which actually show, okay, you have an event which spans for around an hour at 10 or 10:30. You don't need to know exact timing, because if you know the exact timing, there's no point of adding a reminder, right? So right now time is 9:30. I have an event. I can't see the color because I didn't put any color here. I have an event here that starts at 10:30, around 10:30. So when the time comes, it shows, okay, you have an event, so and so. You have multiple events. You can put all the multiple events. One fundamental question that you can ask is, suppose I have an event. I have events starting from morning 6 o'clock to night 10 or 10:30. How can I see it in my 12-hour dial? Because it's only 12-hour dial. Our watches are only 12-hour dials. So what exactly happens is, you can see which way this white line is moving. This small line is moving. That shows you what time, what part of the day exactly you are in. Is it morning or is it evening? And it shows you your appointments or events only for 12 hours. So if the time is 9:30 right now, you can see your appointment starting on 9:31 a.m. to 9:29 p.m. So that as time goes on, you more and more events kept unveiling themselves. Okay, so that's how simple it is. So this is just to add a calendar item, very easy. This is an alarm, or stopwatch, and all normal digital watch functionalities. This is setting. Everything that you want to set, you can set it here. And this is just right now it shows your battery, and if you want to minimize your battery consumption, you can switch off some functionalities. It's a small add-on. I have use cases, how you're going to use it, what you're going to need for this, what kind of, technical side of it, what kind of products, is it touchscreen or not, or what you want to use buttons or not, and do you want to, what kind of design you're going for, and if you're going to use a non-touch screen, how is the screen going to be, because non-touch screens also have categories, like organic display is there, that's a non-touch screen. You have 7-segment display, non-touch screen. You have multiple segment, not 7 segment, more than 7 segment, which is non-touch screen. So we are going with an organic display because you want text shown on it, and you want it to show, you want to see it in the bright sunlight also. That's the main part, right? Because if it's a normal screen, LCD screen, once you go into the sun, you need to have something like brightness option, which consumes the battery life again. The whole point is to minimize the battery life to minimize the battery consumption, to enhance the battery life. So we are going with an organic display, which actually only enhances the part that you actually want to see. In organic display, you can go with minimal colors. Whatever colors you want to have, you can only have those colors. So that way, it's much better. First thing is, since if it's a software project, I don't need to come this far. I can start off, I can give a prototype, working prototype, I can show it to someone, do something. Since it's a hardware stuff, and one other thing in India is, if you make out a watch all by yourself designing, and if it doesn't have a brand on it, 99% of the people are not even going to look at it. Forget about the features. If it's a smartphone, at least there are people who can take a look. Okay, this phone is giving me so many features in so much less amount. Let me take a look at it. But watch, people are not going to do that. So it has to be a luxury segment. It has to have a good price tag. And people expect nice, a metallic finish, nice leather, everything. So as a product, this has much more than the idea. Because right now I only have form and function of it. But how am I actually going to realize it? No idea, no clue. Is it going to be metallic? Is it going to be leather? Is it going to be partnered with some other company? Or is it going to be an independent brand? Yeah, that's where my help